Dead in a ditch somewhere. Tied up in a basement somewhere.
I don't know.
All right, everybody.
I'm not on it, clearly.
Well, you're the one who's supposed to be informed.
Okay, well, you can read pings too, good sir.
I could read pings if I had Jabber open.
They go to the Theta Discord. You can be in there.
You have to have it open.
No, you don't.
All right, everybody.
We have ping relays.
I don't get director bot pings if I don't have Jabber open.
Yeah, I know. Neither do I. But many Discords have relays, like the Theta Discord.
Yeah, but I'm going to pay any attention to Theta Discord.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm sure they're so happy that you've got a relay on your Discord.
Yes, because they told us to put them there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the.
So we can have it. I don't know why you're surprised by this.
Welcome to an episode that's such a big number that even the Powerball isn't that large. Episode whatever. It is Saturday, the 14th of October, 2023, and we are here for Push to Talk. And as we're sitting around, we have everybody on camera: Sother, Sil, McLeod, and obviously Eric. And then we have over there, just on voice only, Horrendous, who, by the way, he's the reason that we were a little late. Well, you know, I wanted to spare the audience all the details of his illness.
Dying was inconvenient, Eric.
Yeah, I know. Well, no, it wasn't that it was inconvenient. I just didn't want to share it with the audience, and it was important for you to tell all of us internally. So that's why we're late.
That's that. Yeah.
Yeah. And we have Dawn with us, Dirk with us. By the way, no, this is not the ESI episode, just in case anybody's wondering. And here we all are. Oh, and by the way, Dawn is growing a new dinosaur because her dinosaur died due to user error.
I had that dinosaur for 10 months, so I was a little attached.
She was a little attached to her little dino.
No attachment to pixels. But then again, we get attached to space pixels too, so you know.
Yeah. Do you get like dinosaur chicken nuggets? Is that
no?
Okay, just checking.
I don't like dinosaurs.
No, but like if dinos did have chicken nuggets the same way that we did, would they be dino shaped or would they be other shaped? Would they be shaped in other ways?
I don't know.
Would they be human shaped?
The dino shaped chicken nuggets are the best. Prove me wrong.
Technically, no. That's fair because there's more area for crispiness.
Yeah, exactly.
Right there, you go. There is logic. It wasn't just a whimsical thing that a German said. It was actually, logical there.
There is, by the way, Commander Starscream is noting that there's no golf today because it's raining on the East Coast. That's
Well, there was an eclipse today.
That's not
the other reason.
No, not yet. Actually, it's like in another half hour or so.
Whatever.
Yeah, well, I won't see it because we are overcast today. By the way, Commander Starscream, for those who don't know, yes, people play golf in the rain. You have whole raincoats and rain pants to wear while you play golf and giant umbrellas. And
they have special golf rain clothes.
Yeah, they do. I do.
I do. Yeah. Not good enough just to put a coat on and go out there.
Oh, no, of course.
There has to be special golf rain clothes.
There is. It's called. The best brand
it's like
for
any
it
other hobby. There's somebody who's made a very expensive version of everything in that hobby.
Look,
every hobby has somebody that does that. They're like,
of course, there's a special coat for when it's raining when you're playing golf. Regular coats just aren't loud and obnoxious enough.
I have the zero restriction windbreaker and rain gear stuff. Yeah, it's great. But I do not wear rain pants because I get too hot. So I've been known to be there in a raincoat and shorts.
Yeah, he would put on a raincoat and like all the women would fling themselves at him.
No women fling themselves at Eric.
Because he would be too hot.
Too hot. I do. However,
some of the men too. By the way, I mean we're not.
I mean there are a couple. The I do have like propane heaters. They work off those little Coleman things that sit in the cup holders and keep you warm. And they do make covers.
Sterno?
No, they're not Sterno. They're actual like big round things. I'll bring it next week.
Okay.
We'll show it. We'll show how you show it. But yes, so even when it's really, really cold and rainy, you will have that, and there are actually gloves and everything for the rain, like golf gloves for the rain. I always wear actually one rain glove because I wear two gloves. I wear a regular glove and a rain glove. Very strange, I know, but has to do with how I get blisters on my fingers when I golf. So. Very strange. That's it. That's all the golf information you needed for the weekend. By the way, I only don't come on Saturdays because when I golf because that's generally a tournament day or something. So, By the way, last tournament I was at that we didn't go to, the Snowshoe Cup, Eric won some Dolores, a couple shekels.
Eric, have you ever been to the Crooked Stick Club?
What's the Crooked Stick?
Crooked Stick is the only PGA course we have in Indianapolis. Well, Carmel, I guess, technically.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just wondering if you've been. If not, you should go.
The Crooked Stick, a golf course cum strip club.
I had lunch with an old buddy from high school, actually two old buddies from high school yesterday. And one of them lives here. One of them lives in Costa Rica. He's up visiting his parents and some people for a couple weeks. And he's like, I've never, we were talking about golf. And he's like, I've never played, where you play, Eric. And I'm like, next week we're going, we'll play. So it's nice.
Cloud. The Crooked Stick, just like the sticky wicket.
Sticky wicket.
It's a nice course.
I was just there thinking to myself, like, they definitely took a few more. They definitely took some more than 5 minutes to like really think that thing through. And was like, yeah, that works.
And in fact, next week I'll bring a little media because Commander Starscreen's out there. Dedication in the rain. How about in the snow, Commander Starscreen? Golfing in the snow above the Mason-Dixon line. And for those who are not in the United States, the Mason-Dixon line is the southern border of the state of Pennsylvania. And if you're below that, it's generally a little warmer.
I cannot imagine any reason to be golfing in the snow.
Well, it's why they have the little yellow-orange golf balls, so that you can see them in the snow. The entire purpose of golfing in the snow is to give those golf balls a reason to exist.
By the way, yes, I do have pictures where there's still snow on the course and my golf ball may be out there, but not deep snow. You still have to have grass to be able to.
I'm just going to point out here that you can get golf balls in different colors than white.
Yeah, but only
you can get golf balls that glow in the dark. We have usually, I don't think we're doing it this year, but usually the end of October we have a glow ball, 9 holes at night, glow in the dark.
I've played badminton in the dark. Oh, that's fun.
Ooh, golfing in a nor'easter in Jersey? I don't think so. That would be bad. No, but I have golfed when snow is flying. I have golfed when there's still snow on the ground.
Well, of course, it would be bad. You're in Jersey.
I'm telling you,
Jersey.
Playing badminton in the pitch darkness, with 2 players on each side, it's hilarious.
So
he's running.
So let's define that for the audience. Soth has played co-ed naked nighttime badminton.
That sounds like really complicated sex.
Soth got a concussion playing badminton.
The whole point might be to run into your partner. I'm not sure.
This sounds like this kind of, you know what this sounds like? It sounds like somebody like, mistranslated foreplay in some way, shape, or form.
I'm just going to point out that the woman here is against overcomplicated sex. right?
I didn't say. Hold it. Did I say there was anything wrong with it? No, I'm saying you can make it more interesting. Have strap-ons on the ladies as well, and then things get really interesting on what they wear.
But we were on the borderline of PG-13. We just went hard. Right there. And by the way, I'm going to point out, none of the guys took us over the R rating. It was Dawn. Just pointing that out.
Right there with that clip.
Yep.
The way you make it more interesting is once the lights go out and nobody can see who's where. That's when you pick which side of the court you're on.
Oh, and so you're like, did I get the chick or not?
Exactly.
Or did I get the dude or not? I mean,
Oh, NC-17? Starscream says we're only NC-17. We're okay.
NC-17 is worse than R.
I don't see the problem. It's fun either way.
Oh, I don't know.
For an R-rated movie, you have to be like
NC-17 is the one
NC-17 is like
the one they put in to basically do soft X.
Yeah, it's basically the step below an X-rated movie.
There we go.
So it's like there's very few movies that make it to movie theaters that get an NC-17 rating, because no one under 18 can go in. Like they hardcore check that. For those
My problem is I'm like old and I can't really see, really well. So when he put NC-17, my brain just automatically put another C beside the other one and an 01 at the end. So
suddenly we're talking Star Trek. Yeah.
When I'm not
I had to make it nerdy, guys. Had to make it nerdy.
Once it turns nighttime in my game, I'll look up which blockbuster movies have gone out as NC-17 because I know there's only been a couple. But
Jurassic Park, right? That was NC-17.
No, that was like a PG-13 movie. Blood and gore does not make you R-rated, good sir. Like, you didn't even see people really get torn apart. The one person that actually got eaten on screen was the lawyer, which was funny. Everyone else got... Yes, he did. The T-Rex bit him off the toilet and then shit.
Yeah,
but you didn't really see anything.
Exactly. Like, there's no blood and gore and guts. Like, to get an R rating for graphic violence, you have to, be Saw level, where it's, really graphic.
That T-Rex didn't use one of those shrimp devaners. He just swallowed them. All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's crunchy.
No. Just remember, what is it? Don't mess around with dragons because you're crunchy and taste good with ketchup or something. Yeah.
And they'll roast you.
Yeah. Saw, the first Saw was. I'm not I am not
the Saw was first Saw was NC-17. Because, dear Lord, that was so light comparatively.
I am not a horror film guy.
What about Alien?
Alien?
The first one.
That would have been R-rated, probably. They had little things popping out of people's chests, but it might be only PG-13.
And what's her name in underwear?
Ratings have changed throughout the years. Things that are PG now would not be PG maybe 10 years, 20 years ago. No, it does change. Yep.
5 minutes in the Dawn rule. Just pointing it out.
I'm working it, guys. I'm milking that for all it's
Working it. It's very sad. I'm here in my office and I'm out of peanuts. It's very sad.
You're out of peanuts?
Out of peanuts. I'm a peanut fan.
See, I prefer almonds over peanuts. I will eat peanuts if I have to, but put a bowl of mixed nuts down. I'm digging all the hazelnuts and the almonds out of it first.
Well, I do. I do the red skin Spanish peanuts because they're closest to the old, the old beer nuts they would put on the bar. Back in
you can still
40s.
Get those.
I know. I have a whole thing of red skin Spanish right here. By the way, if I go to the pantry, there's 8 more cans of them. When my wife sees them in the supermarket, she buys them all, and I'm like, honey, how much did you pay for those? And she's like, blah. And
doesn't matter.
You realize they're 60 cents cheaper on Amazon, and they just deliver them. She's like, buy them on Amazon from now on. By the way, did anybody go Amazon big Prime Day here in October? Anybody use that?
No.
I did. I spent some money, but then again, I will some birthdays and stuff coming up. But I also had to buy a new mouse, because my mouse was acting up.
my work mouse, like the USB mouse, it like jitters. Like it's just sitting there on the table. All of a sudden it'll like scroll up or scroll down an email. It's like blacked out. So I need a new one. But I did not, because I went on and I kind of looked and I'm like, But I do want a standing desk. So I want a new desk. I want a new standing desk, and I'm having trouble figuring out which one I want. The problem I have is once I configure the standing desk the way I want to, it's like $1,200 every time, and I don't want to spend $1,200 on a desk. I'm like,
yeah, it's a bit much.
I found one for, I think it was almost $3,000. Okay, but it was a 30 by 70. Okay, and underneath it, it's like got this wild LED whole thing going on at the desk. And I was like, yeah, I don't need that. That's like, no.
See, my desk needs at least to be 2 meters wide.
Well, my current is a 25 by 30 or 40.
That's 6'5", 6'6" for the Americans.
It's pretty sizable.
Yeah. I mean, I need to fit 3 monitors on it, right? And then
that makes
all
sense.
the other
horizontally, right?
Stuff. Well, yes.
Soth spreads his monitors wide instead of stacking them.
Yeah. I see. Well,
yeah, I kind of want my monitors a little lower, but yeah.
Yeah. I have a mixture of horizontal and vertical.
I don't want to look up all the time, right?
I have horizontal, but
yeah, no, that's true.
When I look straight ahead, right, I've got 2 nice windows that look out to my front yard, and since it's becoming like winter, I'm like, I like to see the snow, so normally I keep them really high so they're right even with eye level, right? When I do the show, I lower them because where I want my camera, but I can't see out the windows, so I have to reorient the office.
If we are talking best practice, if you're sitting straight up and you're looking straight ahead, you should be on level with the top of your monitor. That's best practice, right?
Is that best practice?
That is best practice, yes.
I'm like probably 2/3. No, I'm probably about halfway up the sort of like the top part of my monitor. So
yeah,
because you don't want to look up all the time, right? That's unnatural.
Yeah, I want mine right about.
Well, I don't know.
Middle of my monitor.
I don't know whether
right
looking
up
is unnatural. Like
looking down makes me hunch over when they're too low.
Doing it every now and then, that's totally fine. But doing it for hours, that's probably not good for your posture.
I guess that's true.
Well, bottom line is I need a bigger desk, and I need to reorient my office.
So I mean, actually no. But I'm not going to go there because that way leads to controversy.
Okay. Number one, this is push to talk. Any answer or any opinion leads to controversy. Okay.
Oh well, I mean, I was going to say if it's unnatural, then like doing it for hours, then like how do you square that circle when it comes to dwarfism?
What?
Well, have you ever talked to anyone that has that? Do they have back problems constantly?
See, when I put my monitor up, I'm not hunched over. I'm back in my chair. Very good posture. So yeah. This is
So Erik, an alternative could be that you just buy the legs for the desk,
and then build your own out. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how expensive they are if you want to get them for like a desk that you can change between standing and sitting.
Depends on the company that you go with, generally, but it's normally fairly reasonable. It's something that I'm looking at again now because I recently moved, and I have a sit stand that I'm currently using for my main setup and a normal desk that I'm using for my work setup that was already in kind of the space that I moved to. And it's that bit of, I kind of want to put the sit stand back with my work setup because sitting all day for work is a pain in the ass. But I don't want to move the sit stand from my main desk setup now that I've got it there because it's really quite nice. So I'm just going to get, I think, I'm toying with the idea of getting a full setup with a desktop for the work desk, or just getting legs and slapping a desk on top of it. And in terms of the cost versus the actual of the whole desk together versus just the legs, it's about 80% overall.
Yeah, so
how are you standing up if you don't have legs?
I'm sat down, horrendous.
The what I kind of want is, I want my rig is pretty big because Sothrasill's a pain in the ass when he designs shit. So
you should have a full tower.
Guilty as charged.
But I want to put.
Actually,
he's a pain in the ass the rest of the time too.
I know.
Soth, did you put together a full tower case for him?
I mean, of course I did.
Of course he
bastard.
did.
You bastard.
It needs space for all those hard drives.
The thing is,
there's a lot of hard drives.
Are so difficult to move around. They're fucking heavy as anything.
But no, it's not too bad. But I want one where I can put it on that desk or underneath that desk, right? So when you put put my PC in a holder underneath my desk, you can start getting pricey. And then if I just want to keep this desk and the monitor things on this desk and buy monitor, it just jacks up the price.
I mean, actually, thinking about it, I'm pretty sure Eric's PC is in a mid tower, from what I recall. Didn't it go in a fractal case?
Let me see if I can figure it out.
I've got a fractal case. Fractal cases are quite nice, very nice indeed. But
I got a fractal as well.
Yeah.
We
I have a Zydax case.
Fractal cases are a lot cheaper in Europe than they are in the US.
That's true. Yeah,
because they are made in Sweden, if I remember correctly.
I thought they were made somewhere further south than that.
Well, it is a Nordic company. I honestly don't know if they make the cases as well.
Yeah, I used to have an old Master case.
The company is from Sweden.
And offices in the US and Taiwan. So they might be building them out in Asia. In terms of the actual manufacturing process.
Yeah, okay. That still makes it cheaper in Europe because of what do you call it?
Yeah.
No, not shipping. The US has what do you call it on stuff from China?
Chinese
tariffs.
Tariffs, yes.
Dooby. Those fucking
and that does apply to cases.
All right, it's Eve time.
What are you going to talk about for Eve today?
Is there anything to talk about, Eve?
Right. So, okay. No. You were the one that said it's Eve time. You can't just go, you know what, fuck it, it's Eve time, and then not give us a topic to talk about. That's not okay.
That is not part of the Dawn Rule, motherfucker. It just says
that was the entire purpose of the Dawn Rule.
Well, I don't have anything in particular to talk about.
I'm gonna take everybody back to my statement.
I take that back. I do.
No. You've waived your rights.
No, I didn't.
To talk. You said that there's nothing to talk about, so back to Eric's PC case.
Nope, I got it now.
By the way, I'm going to return everybody to my statement, right? Any opinion or statement made by anybody is controversial and therefore is up for discussion. Just like, the Dawn Rule. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Okay, anyways.
I have an opinion that shouldn't be controversial.
Okay.
I don't know about
just
that.
Not acceptable.
Liar.
I kind of feel like he's baiting switching us in a second, and it's going to be hugely controversial.
No, I think we should all be excellent to each other.
Oh, you bastard!
Okay, so
you know what that implies that people are not being excellent to each other right now. So fuck you.
I mean, if you look to the Middle East or the east of Europe, then I would say that people are right now.
Okay, so in the first half of the show, we did politics and NC-17.
Wait.
Now do you want to be You Talk It?
The east of Europe soft?
Yeah, I have one thing that came up this week. They're changing the Vendetta.
What's wrong in Poland right now?
Poland is always a hellhole. Anyways,
other than being Poland,
the Vendetta and Vanquisher BPC and VMN, I guess, BPCs are gonna be adjusted here, and I'm making off like a fucking bandit.
But by the way,
the prices are the price hike is insane.
Is it 100 billion for Vendetta?
100.
Something like that.
The actual numbers were somewhere
for the BPC. For the BPC, yeah, it's like 100 billion ISK and 150 million.
No, that's the
Titan.
Two of them.
That's the Titan.
Oh, okay.
150 million
Sorry.
LP.
Yeah.
But
right. So, actually, no. McLeod has a point. So here is the actual prices that are changed as of 2 days. Yeah. The patch notes for 2023, 12th of October. Loyalty point store. The cost of capital ship BPCs in the Serpentis loyalty point store has been adjusted and is now as follows. The Vanquisher blueprint. 150 million loyalty points and 150 billion ISK. The Vendetta blueprint. 100 million LP and 100 billion ISK. And the Vehement. 25 million LP and 25 billion ISK.
Dear Lord.
Yeah, it's insane because if you look at the prices that they were prior to that, like it's not like it's a a doubling or a tripling or a quadrupling.
Yeah,
it's not even a 10-fold increase. It's like a 100-fold increase. It's nuts.
If you want the old prices, for the Vanquisher, it was 8 million LP and a billion ISK. For the Vendetta, it was 2 million LP and half a billion ISK. And for the Vehement, it was 500,000 LP and 125 million. So, these are going up dramatically.
By a huge amount.
Now, would anyone care to speculate as to why TCP might be doing this?
Because they're putting the other ones in the LP stores too, and they want to make them all comparable prices, like I told you. And you didn't fucking believe me.
Who didn't believe you?
We literally had an argument on here about it wasn't in one of the keynotes, so therefore this LP
Okay,
hold on.
You mentioned a whole bunch of different things in that rant. Like only one of it, like 1 to 2 parts of it, has legitimacy. But you were kind of inaccurate and not it wasn't quite right on a bunch of the other things as well.
Before Dawn gets too upset about people not believing her on this matter, because she was right on this and we should give her full credit. It's not that people didn't believe you, Dawn. It's that most people just weren't paying any attention to what you were saying.
Wow.
It's like I rate this as being extra savage today. It's like he woke up and was like, I'm gonna choose chaos. I chose violence today. Like,
yeah. Well, okay. So to give you some perspective, last year I was like, I wanted to try and give myself. That's fair. I wanted to give myself something to work towards or have a goal of doing someday. So my friend had a Vendetta BPC. And I was like, well, I really want a Vendetta, so I'll buy the BPC and I'll build it myself eventually. And so we looked at some prices of what other people were selling for. I bought mine for 12 billion. I am now now have an asset worth so much more because I bought it last year. Now I'm even richer than I was before if I sold it, but I'm probably just going to build it because that's what they're meant to be used for. So, but,
so there's a thing here.
I have to wonder if is there any other than the other, ships going into a BP store and stuff like that. Like, is there any other particular reason why these prices are going up such a huge amount?
Probably they're more than likely removing the weird serpentis thingies out of their blueprint requirement. And so then because that's what's one of the things that's making a vendetta and a Vanquisher is 1.5 trillion, I think, to build right now.
Yeah. So, and getting the BPC is basically like trying to, you're basically bartering with whoever was able to, grab that blueprint, right?
Also, that amount of LP is not even attainable, I think, in a reasonable time frame. Like, the amount of grinding you have to do is ridiculous.
So, McLeod, this goes back to the long history of CCP doing weird shit for, or not quite weird shit, sort of weird shit, for faction capitals. And this dates way back to, 2016 or something, I think they introduced the first ones, which was the Serpentis, Vanquisher, Vendetta, Vehement. And these initially came out in an event with the Serpentis. It was one of the kind of seasonal events that they released these to coincide with. And one of the event drops was the Serpentis Capital microprocessor.
Okay.
These are weird items that are required to build, as Dawn mentioned, all of the Serpentis capitals. You need some amount of them. And I think for the Vanquisher, it's 4,000 of these items.
They're all 4,000, I think.
I'm gonna have to double check real quick. But
I know the Vendetta was, because I was like, God, I gotta get 40 billion worth of these. God.
But the whole point here is that when they initially released these, they did this whole thing where they were adding in just another component. You could still get the BPCs through the LP store, like any other faction BPC.
Yeah.
But you would have to have this other item to be used to build them. Then, over the course of the next couple of years, we saw the development of the Satios. First, the Blood Raider Satios, then the Guristas. And that was as far as they got with the Satio idea. But they introduced the Blood Raider capitals and super capitals and the Gurista capitals and super capitals through the Satios, which is their mechanism.
So that's why that is. Yeah.
So that's why that's why these Blood Raiders and Guristas ships don't have the same additional custom components.
But those things exist in the game. That's the funny part. Blood Raider has the same exact thing. Like the little weird things that drop from dreads. They don't go into anything, but they drop tons of them for the whenever you kill an NPC Titan or NPC Dread.
Those are different to the.
It's the same
microprocessors.
It's the same item picture of these weird key bars.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but it's the same picture for the Serpentis modified capital microprocessor as it is for a capital photon microprocessor, which is a normal construction capital component. So they're reusing assets. It's the same picture, whatever.
Are the Blood Raider capitals in the LP store too?
No,
but they're going to be.
No.
Someone says this
because they don't have a store.
Dawn is making huge claims, huge leaps of logic beyond
not wrong.
Wild assumptions. Well, it's wild assumption land today.
What we should say is that it is likely that these LP store available capitals have been adjusted because we are also going to be able to see, and we know this from FanFest, the Angel Titan in Angel Cartel LP stores. And it's likely that CCP are making this change in order to standardize the LP costs across the Titans in LP stores.
So what? But what I'm saying is like if you're just adding like different flavors of like super capitals and capitals, like to an LP store, or broadening the LP store to, include all of these different capitals and that kind of thing. Why the 10 to 100-fold increase in price, unless you're changing the fundamentals inside of that to basically remove some of these like, particular components that drop, and so you're sort of you're moving the price of construction away from, like by removing some aspect of the like uniqueness of the recipe list for this particular kind of build, and then just putting that price on, like, putting that price up front on the cost of the BPC, right? And I could understand that in that regard, right? Because then that obviously warrants an increase in the price of the BPC, and then you can basically, like, instead of trying to create all of these various different other like different flavors of these unique pieces that drop for the Titan and that kind of thing, for the faction Titan. Like, instead of creating new ones of those and then going, okay, now we have to seed it in various different things and the drop tables for various different things, etc., which is more work. You just remove some of like that uniqueness in the recipe for building that particular Titan, and then you don't have to do all that work. You just ramp up the price of that BPC, and then you standardize the BPCs based on that. I could understand that.
To give you guys an idea of what this actually looks like in terms of the cost factor for these Serpentis ships that are being modified versus other faction capitals that don't have these components included in their industry aspect, the build cost requirements for a Vanquisher are 8,000 of these modified microprocessors.
There you go, because I knew the Vendetta was 4.
For a Vendetta, it's 4,000, and for a Vehement, it's 2,000. Now, some additional context, just because I've got this pulled up in EVE right now. On the Jita market right now, there are not enough Serpentis modified capital microprocessors to build a single Vanquisher.
Well,
there are less than 8,000 units available on the market. Somewhere. Overall, the market has...
Do you have to buy them from the LP store?
Curious, I'm soft.
If Blood Raider and presumably Garista's ships are moving to the LP stores, are ECs going away?
I imagine so.
Don't know. See, this is the thing. This is the other leap that Dawn is making.
Wait, what do you mean by EC?
To suggest that
engineering complexes, the things that drop the BPCs now.
Oh, I hope so. They're kind of worthless. Like 5 people engage with them at a time.
The CTOs.
Like, the CTOs. Alliances. They thought alliances would fight over them, but they made the escalation on them so hard, and then people were just stealing them that everyone just said, "Fuck that! I'm not doing it anymore." Even after they changed the box to drop requiring a freighter, at that point you're like, I don't care.
I'm just going to point out that we had a perfect way to run these with like 150 people involved, and CCP was like, "Oh no, that's not how we intended it to be. We're gonna change that."
Yeah, when it changes so that it's not an enjoyable large group activity, which is almost kind of what you would have expected it to be, considering where you were placing it, right? Like,
and now
you must be using like 5
super.
Yeah.
Titans or Supers or something.
Sorry, did you think that you were playing a sandbox game? Nah. Sorry.
I know how to figure out how to make shit work.
I mean, this is the thing as well. Like, we spent a lot of time when the Blood Raiders stuff came out, figuring out mechanisms to do this with subcapital ships, with fleet mechanics. We were testing. Well, I mean, all right. So the Punishers thing was a bit of a me. But we had a situation where we were doing this with battle cruisers and battleships, primarily battle cruisers. Was it cruisers?
Yes, it was cruisers. It
was part of the It was in the cruiser meta.
It was cruisers and battleships. I was tanking in a Macarial, obviously,
because that's a cruiser.
We all know it's a cruiser in disguise. Yeah.
And we also had a few Navy Armageddons to kind of take the aggro as well.
Tanking, yes. And we had I believe Augur Navy issues.
Maybe. And Maulers, yes. I remember now, yes. And then we threw a Logi Wing at it.
Yeah.
And, 100, 150 people, and it worked in a reasonable time frame. We were there on grid for 45 minutes to an hour.
70. The cruisers were 60 to 70 people.
Yes, but you add in the rest of it, and it starts to... The point is... The point that I'm getting at here is that we had a mechanism for actual fleet PvE, engageable fleet PvE, where other people would know where we were, or be able to probe us down, and because it was a PvE fleet, it's not exactly optimized for that combat, so then you have potential play and counterplay in terms of making sure that you're covered in terms of your PvP aspects. There was actual complexity in the way these things were being run by players early on that CCP decided was not.
But they didn't like us cheesing it with 150 Punishers or whatever, right?
Yes, but the cruisers were after the nerf for the Punisher way of doing it.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Is right? They did the Punisher.
The problem was that they didn't fix the problem of people stealing the BPCs for a really long time, and then their fix was, you just need a fucking freighter to pick up these BPCs. They have never heard that in other games you can bind items to people who actually took part in the activity. It's a completely foreign concept to CCP.
I'm not against them allowing stealing to happen, because if you can't hold the grid after that, that's an EVE-esque requirement. That's fine. The problem is they made 100-kilometer wreck with literally a little blueprint box that was anyone in a frigate could pick up.
No. I think stealing something that's fine. That should be part of EVE. But stealing it should be at least as much effort as getting it legitimately, right? And that was not the case. Just warping in with a scepter and picking it up before someone else could do it is not a lot of effort.
Yeah, exactly.
And it cheapens everybody else's experience of trying.
Oh, it does more than just cheapen people's experience. It's basically, it's. I mean, it is in that kind of sense theft in that regard.
But again, what is against actually binding the item that drops to the people who took part in the activity?
Why don't they just have it spawn somewhere where someone in someone's ship instead of the wreck? But I get it. They wanted someone to be able to steal it, and that's fine. But the stealing mechanic with 100-kilometer wide wreck, if the wreck had been a normal wreck where you got to be on the wreck, teeny tiny, that would have made it at least a little more difficult.
Soft.
Yeah.
Here's the answer to your question. Because the character that I'm using to do that fight is not my super capital builder.
Well, no, you could say
I don't mean
you're stuck with it forever. He just means that
forever, just to pick up.
Why don't they make it a locked cam?
You need to have taken part in the activity, right? And after that, it is just a normal item. That means if you pick it up and you get killed by someone warping in another fleet and destroying your ship, then it can drop again and it can be picked up again, right? Which means they have to put in more effort, and we're actually getting fleet fights.
Okay, now define participated in the activity.
You can make it X% of damage.
Sure, yeah, so all the Logi pilots are shit out of luck.
Yeah,
well, I mean,
Screw you, Dawn.
Whatever. Hey, I am a Logi extraordinary here. If they want to be part of it, they need to they can put some warrior twos out. But
oh my god.
It's not, the thing is that argument of oh, well, because someone didn't shoot as much or they're a Logi pilot, they won't get it. They're not going to get it anyways. If it's a group activity, it goes to the Alliance. And they're just going to record everybody on the path and be here's a payout.
That's not it. Come on.
It doesn't matter.
Logically, the Logi are not the ones who are going to MWD over and loot the wreck. Right.
I'd also like to point out how casually Dawn went massive goon on that and went, if it's a group activity, it's gonna go to the Alliance as if that's the way it always works. Like, Dawn, that was a rule that was implemented well after the introduction of these things, well after the testing that we started off this conversation with, and is completely irrelevant to any organization other than organizations that choose to implement it. That is an outside of the game function of a
God
group.
knows when Plaid was multi-boxing Titans to do it. Those didn't go to the Alliance that quickly.
I'm just going to point out that the PPCs of the ones we killed, Doug, went to the Alliance, and I didn't get a single ISK for it. I don't know about you.
I didn't either, but my point is that this was. But Dawn made this sweeping statement that whenever these things are done, they go to the Alliance, and I'm just pointing out that is only the case, as far as I'm aware, within Goon Swarm, and it was only the case while these things were being run by.
The same with P-Horde,
the other function is that CCP cannot manufacture mechanics based around decisions groups make outside of the game environment.
They know human nature.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They can't turn around and go, "Hey, we are gonna make it
appropriate." People are gonna abuse it.
Well, Dawn, I mean, at that point, why have anything there lootable at all? Just spawn one. Just spawn one in the Alliance HQ in a.
That would actually be interesting, except for that no one can steal it. I'm okay with someone stealing it if they put in like some kind of cool trick or effort into stealing it. That's fine.
Sure, they can. They just have to get access to the Alliance hangars.
Well, that's a little bit harder. It can be done.
It might be a little bit harder, but that hasn't stopped it from making headlines.
Now, I have a question. What if they had a choice of either pay out everybody that was part of the fight or drop a blueprint? What if they did that instead?
Well, they're not going to, because that would introduce a massive force opportunity.
Okay, pay out an LP. I don't know.
Yeah, they could actually go that route.
They could just do the payout LP.
If you kill one of these ECs, you get a significant amount of LP.
Just like incursions. They already have a system for this, like incursions. Once the site dies, whoever did the most damage gets the LP.
Okay, so I've got an observation on that one there, Soth. It's a real simple answer. No one will run the sites for LP.
That's not true.
It is absolutely true.
It depends on how much LP.
Absolutely true.
Well, you also could get cash.
Matter.
It kind of depends on the amount of LP, I guess.
You could do an ISK payout and LP payout with a little bit of a drop of maybe a dread.
Matter.
So why doesn't it matter?
No one's gonna run this shit for the LP. Nobody wants to do this shit.
But what if the only way to get a Moloch is LP, and this is the best way to get the LP?
So to get the Moloch BPC, you need Blood Raider LP, and to get Blood Raider LP, you blow up a Blood Raider EC. I don't think that works.
So I was going to mention that
no, you get Concord LP, not Sancha LP.
Whatever.
It'd be interesting if you got a different pirate factions LP for killing. Yeah, like say for example, you got Serpentis LP for killing a Blood Raider one or something like that, right?
Same thing, different horse, but yes, the
Justice
story is still for a big fat thing of LP.
There's actually a really interesting way to set that up. Because the way CCP has these ECs going now, they spawn anywhere, right? So if it's not in their own space, you get
LP for the space that they're in.
Exactly. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Because then
get these assholes out of our space, and we'll reward
exactly.
And so it's only the ones that spawn in their own space are the ones that give you Concord LP.
Right? No. Goon LP.
Goon LP? What? Well, yeah, kudos points, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, if you get it out of space, you get Goon LP.
But see, I like that that thing with the randomness of okay, if it spawned in Serpentis space, you get Serpentis LP, and if it spawns in Garista, you get Garista, as long as it's not a Garista Sotillo.
Right. Yeah. But that means that basically, Guristas Supercars are going to be real prevalent.
And maybe
because they have like half the goddamn map, so everything's going to spawn in their space.
Yeah, you may want to add weighted sort of like percentages of probabilities of if something's going to like spawn in Serpentis space that like it's probably not going to be Serpentis, like Serpentis Sitio, right?
Yeah, you can actually make it so they never spawn in their own space.
Yeah, that's an easy avoid X system.
It's literally just another line of code, just like just a check on space,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
If space is X, do not do X.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just put it in with the same check for. I think it's actually more likely that it's checking when the space is checking, not the EC. Because then it would have to check, is this HiSec? So
True.
I wouldn't be surprised if they spawned it in HiSec somehow. But see, we're way better developers already than because I already know that they wouldn't have thought of that. They would be like, oh my god, that's a great idea.
No. Well, so throughout this whole thing, I'm sort of here thinking to myself like, well, this is all kind of like completely moot because chances are it's just they're just removing them and they're just making them new LP store and that's it. And they don't even have to worry about this shit. But then again,
no, Mac.
No, well,
they're not removing them. They're going to stay exactly.
I doubt it.
Oh yeah, of course they are. Yes,
probably.
Well, of course they are.
You're still going to be able to get the VPCs off of them.
Yeah, probably.
It wouldn't surprise me if they remain the only ways to get those BPCs, and they don't add them to a BPC.
The real question is, will the LP store BPCs be a new item? And if so, will the old BPCs off the ECs still need all of the same stuff they do now?
Well, no, this is the point, Horrendous. The only items, the only blueprints that need extra stuff are the Serpentis ones from the LP store.
Right, okay.
The Bloodbrader doesn't. The Guristas doesn't. So, in this situation, there's a question of if they remove, because this hasn't been confirmed, if they remove those items, will the old BPCs, for example, the ones that, like the one Dawn has and the one that I have, actually
which one do you
move
have,
over?
Jared?
I have a Vendetta BPC.
Or will they be depreciated?
Nice. Vendetta buddies!
That I picked up fucking in 2018 or something for $5.5 billion.
To the new, that I would expect they'd be updated to the new stuff. Because
existing BPCs will they have the
LP store BPC is gonna stay the same object.
How expensive is this? As the Devenda? How expensive is a
Devenda?
Vanquisher? How expensive is a Vanquisher going to be?
150 billion S plus the 150 million LP.
Plus the build cost,
plus the build cost,
which is about 600 billion currently, not counting the microprocessors.
Yeah, so I'm wondering,
which is the thing that we're
gonna be.
Well, the thing is, we're thinking that the microprocessors are going, right?
You're talking about $750 billion ISK for a Vanquisher before you implement LP cost. Yeah. And I don't know what the ISK per LP is at the minute.
And I don't know of a single, who has 150 million LP.
That's before you
know how long that takes? I run Caldari, and after 2+ years of running Caldari Navy missions, I mean, granted, I'm not blazing per se. I blitz some of them, but most of them I have to kind of go the slow way here. It's still 2+ years to get to 1.5 million. How are you going to get 150 million?
These missions, I've got 10,000 LP. What the fuck?
I mean, I know I'm not blitzing it or blazing it some people who could probably get, maybe more, but still 150 million LP is a lot of LP, especially in a region where to do those missions, you're dealing with Fountain Core who are giant cocksuckers, or you're in it, one of the two.
Well, maybe they'll be introducing new ways to get LP.
I fucking hashtag to doubt. doubt. They haven't touched Serpentis in what, 12 years?
You're starting to.
But they're already-
I hate to say this. I hate to say this, but you're starting to sound like a bitter vet.
Oh, I am a bitter vet.
You're already saying they're going to touch the Serpentis stuff when they change the BPCs.
Well, yeah, that's the most they've done in so long.
So if they're already going to be touching the Serpentis stuff, then you have no reason to say, well, they're not going to touch the Serpentis.
They didn't even bring up anything about Serpentis when they talked about the faction warfare stuff.
Of course not, because it's not new.
Yeah, but like they already talked about they're moving the Garista and the Blood Raider into the faction and Angel into the faction warfare. They did not mention Serpentis at all.
Yeah, well, the thing is, they're probably maybe looking to see how people feel about that change, and if people are okay with that change, if they're okay with that change, then chances are they're going to carry on with the rest of it, and it's fine. But if people aren't happy with that change, then chances are they need to implement the other stuff that goes along with it, right? So, it's a case of like, yeah, they may not have mentioned it because,
yeah, they probably
it's going to be something that happens regardless.
They probably want to do Serpentis later anyway, so that the other factions have a chance for people to get caught up in terms of what capitals and supers are out there.
Hmm.
Right. So, do we have any other Eve topics that are...
Apparently there's a fight going on.
Titans.
There's a fight going on?
That's what I heard from somebody who's in a position to know, but she doesn't know anything more than that.
Wow.
Do you, Dawn?
What? I was reading a rant that someone's making in a different channel.
No, you
So
weren't.
what's this fight that's going on, Dawn? You mentioned it before.
Oh, I don't know. Something with battleships and shit in DO6 area up there. There's dreads somewhere, I think. I don't know.
Dawn's, such a fantastic source of information.
Dude, that whole northern conflict is so fucking boring. Let's be real here.
So let me see if I understand this right. You vaguely know there's a thing. You have no actual useful information about it, and you really couldn't care less about getting informed.
Correct.
You really have become a director.
Golf clap. Golf clap.
And with that, I actually, do I have a meeting? Are we doing a meeting yet?
She doesn't even know when her meetings are anymore. She's
That's
definitely
even
a
better.
director.
You're totally there.
No, I know when the meeting is. I know it's coming up in a minute. I just
you don't know if there is one this week, though. I mean,
well, and we always have one unless otherwise told.
Unless, Asher's busy in a fight. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's in the fight though. Apple pears. Pear apple.
All right, let's see if we can find some sort of general level of information about what this fight might be going on in the client.
It's probably some iHub attacks that are going to either go nowhere or they're going to be shooting a fort somewhere. Those are usually the two options. I haven't done a fleet up there in forever because every time I go, like either nothing happens or B, we're told to shut the fuck up and I'm not sitting there for 3 hours not talking. So.
Yeah, we know how you struggle to keep your mouth shut, Dawn.
I mean, when we're in active action and fighting, sure, we won't talk because I know they're coordinating. But when we're literally just sitting around doing nothing on a Titan for 2.5 hours, I'm gonna fucking talk. You guys can just fucking use priority speaker to suppress us. Fucking bullshit. Like, I got yelled at when we were flying through LOSEC to a place when it's gonna take us 20 minutes to get there. And they're like, guys, we need comms. I'm like, no, you fucking don't. Dear Lord.
I want
Dawn
this
leaning
week's
on
show.
all of her years of experience as an FC to make a judgment call on whether or not comms are required at any given point.
I'm just going to say, I think this is probably...
Check.
Yeah, fuck you.
Is the gate green?
Yeah, that kind of...
Gate's green. If you jumped, you're dead.
You jumped, you're dead.
Did you say jump?
By the way, I just can't believe that fucking Soth said check, and I'm just like, okay, Bear, shut up.
You're so ingrained.
I was thinking to myself, like, people carrying on talking are really gonna get it from Soth still soon. Like,
I was just like, whoa. RNK pipe bomb. That's funny. No, yeah, I mean, when you play the same game for decades, right? And then you hear the check, it's like, shut up.
Yeah.
I remember the only time I got pipe bombed.
I've never been pipe bombed.
Because they tried to pipe bomb us with Black Ops, and we killed like 4 of them. That was hilarious.
That is funny. Let's do a pipe bomb where we lose the ISK war.
I mean, I knew they were going to pipe bomb me, and I warped at different ranges. So,
all right, I have a meeting. Bye, everybody.
Bye. I think this is the most opinionated Dawn has ever been on the show. I'm just saying, she was. I
mean, you can tell that the sort of was a director kind of the director sort of persona's really getting there.
It is. It is
starting to become very, very opinionated.
Dawn is all grown up.
Opinionated, and uninformed.
Yes.
Just wait for CCP to do more mining changes, and she will be even more opinionated.
Oh look, we got our first Carneros. 108 months. Wow, he's a big dog.
Wait, yeah. We're getting. That's our first Carneros. Are we getting a second Carneros?
We're getting a whole set of them. So
nice.
By the way,
never have enough Carneros.
I'm just saying that number one, you're right. You can never have enough Carneros. He's a great guy, one of the nicest all around. But notice that I got to say, I forget. Because it wasn't me. I had zero input, just so everybody knows, okay? I think McLeod and Soth and Dirk, maybe, you guys worked on the whole redesign of the graphics for the show and approved them and worked through them, right? Did I get the right people?
We made some comments. Mostly Mac, though, yeah.
It's like... Let's put it this way. Dirk and I had strong opinions, and Mac kind of translated that into usable feedback.
All right. Well, I'm just going to say, I kind of said, I think I said 1 or 2 things, and by the way, the new layout is fucking perfect. It's beautiful. It's fucking amazing. I love it. You guys did such an awesome job. Because
it does look nice. Yeah.
Are we allowed to, compliment each other that much? I mean, that was very effusive.
You still haven't come up with you still haven't done the ESI social. Fuck you. Okay, that's just the way it is. All right.
I would say one thing I personally would change is that all of the moving bits slow them down.
Shut the fuck up.
I like it when it's so slow that you have to watch for quite a while before you are sure that things are actually moving.
I think the image frames, I think the camera frames need to be shifted over to the same way the chat frame is.
So they will be. It's just I haven't actually done I haven't done everybody's kind of thing yet.
See?
So they will be. Don't worry.
See, by the way,
that's the one thing that hasn't changed, but it's not too much of a departure or difference. It still looks fine, yeah. But
audience, what do you think? Audience, what do you think about the new layout?
I hope they like it. I hope they like that it's a refresh and not such a departure from the classic look, right?
Classic look. I love it.
Because I love the look that we've finally come to.
Yeah,
for this show.
And by the way, didn't the INN art department essentially build it for you? Is that right?
Yes.
Thank you, INN art department. Even though I yell at you a lot. I'm sorry.
It's all good. It has ended with a very awesome looking product.
I think so. Yeah. I think so.
I would say we were just very passionate about the look of our show, right?
That would be a way of describing it. Yes.
Let's put it this way: it's way
We're
better.
We're a bunch of assholes.
Yeah.
We're
just
very specific on our requirements.
It's way better than the fucking gray wall. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Hey, so just real quick one. We are coming up here on in a couple weeks here. It will be Halloween weekend. The weekend before Halloween. Is everybody out there ready?
I mean, I know you are, because you get ready for such things like 6 months in advance.
No, we don't have a bale of hay out front. We don't have any of our Halloween decorations out front. Now,
why would you put a bale of hay out? Why would you put a bale of hay outside your house for Halloween?
Oh yeah, it's a thing.
Why?
You put pumpkins on them. You know what? I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to take a picture of some of the Halloween decorations in the neighborhood. Okay, and we'll bring that to the next show. Okay, we'll have some, golfing in the snow pictures. We'll have a little montage, and people put all kinds of shit up. It's crazy. You should see. We're talking about. Where I golf, right? There's a fucking wall of bales of hay. Bales of hay, corn stalks around your light post out front, pumpkins and gourds everywhere. It's a thing, man.
I mean, a lot of people do a lot of odd things, or at least what would be considered odd things to you and me, or at certain points in certain holidays. Like, I knew somebody whose family put up an Easter tree.
An Easter tree?
So on the trees out in front of your yard, it is not uncommon to hang little plastic Easter eggs down either. It's just terrible. By the way,
I thought it was weird myself. But some people have some odd traditions.
So
people are just weird.
There's also that too. Yeah.
Ghost Dog wants my handicap. Yes, I actually do have a gin handicap, Ghost Dog, because you have to play in some events. And I am not what you call I'm definitely not a scratch golfer. For those who don't know what a scratch golfer is, that's somebody who can play, their handicap's under 10, right? Down in the ones, the twos. So they are, they're, really good at golf. I am not what you call a low handicapper. I'm a high handicapper. Obviously, handicap depends on the course you play, right? Based on your index. But, I score, high 90s, low hundreds. That's where I sit. So I'm a high handicapper. But at the same time, I can play at or to my handicap. So in events, I'm a very valuable high handicapper because I raise the handicap of the team, yet I can play to par at my handicap or better. So that's the explanation. But yes, I have a gin handicap. So technically, if you knew who I was, you could actually look at my handicap because it's public info. But yes, so he asked, so I would do it. But I enjoy the game, and it is grass that I do not cut out there. So yes, it's a thing, and we have lots of wildlife where we are. So
right, so you put up bales of hay so that the wildlife have somewhere to nest.
No, wildlife really don't eat hay, right? That's really more livestock. Like you won't catch deer.
I said nest, not.
Oh, nest? No, not really. Not really. Not really.
I was thinking that the justification for all of this might be some sort of weird environmentally friendly. No, it's not. It's just a thing. They're just putting bales of hay out for some reason. Like,
yeah, so
sure.
I mean,
okay.
so I got to the point where I'm like,
someone with some social clout did it at that point, and you know they weren't asked why they did it. They just had people nearby who were like, well, you know, the Joneses put a bale of hay out, so we should too, you know, to keep up with them, and so that just developed into a thing.
Yeah, so
that's all that was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, Eric, your little bale of hay. Okay, it's nice and all, but that's what I got to. If you look in staff only, that's what I got to compete with on my block. So you know.
let me
Oh,
think.
dear
Oh
God.
yeah. That's
I don't
awesome.
even fucking bother.
We are
fucking competing with a worm.
If you go to
I drop it in the chat, but I can't drop links. So.
I'm just gonna point out it's really easy to beat that. You just get one in blue or red.
That's actually gray. It's just the green light.
Yeah. So you get a gray one with a red light or a blue light. Way cooler than green.
Or you get a light that like cycles through different colors.
Ooh, RGB dragon.
Yeah, RGB dragon. Like
our lights outside, yes, are all RGB lights everywhere. So
and potentially even a strobe. So if they go, oh, we can do RGB, and then you just go, and then you just click the strobe on, you're like, disco strobing RGB dragon.
No, you can't do that in America, McCloud, because then you have to put up a sign with a strobe warning.
That's a good point.
So,
damn. Can we not just, have people deal with it?
Well, so I got back, like, there's like 2 weeks before Halloween, right? So do I actually go through the effort of doing our normal deck? Like, people put out, like, fall garland. Obviously, you have your fall wreath on your door. We haven't done any of it. I mean, we've just been crazy. And so, yeah, usually we have about 3 bales of hay out front.
Bales of hay.
Usually have 3.
Oh, God.
By the way, and we have all the gourds on them and the pumpkins. And, on Halloween night, we have the little projector putting the little faces on the pumpkins, and they're singing little tunes and shit. And, usually we have stalks of corn on the light post. However, we had a small electrical problem out there by the light post, so I had to get that. Yeah, they just fixed that yesterday, so there's not much I can do.
There was a small electrical issue, and long story short, we had to move because half the town burned down. So we had to rerun some electrical cables and rewire some stuff outside, which just finished on Thursday, and then it rained, so we haven't been out there doing anything. But I love fall. It's awesome. So with 2 weeks left, I'm like, do I do the Halloween decorations, or do we just go straight to Christmas here in November? What we did. I mean, I thought you'd be going straight to Christmas. I think.
I would like to point out just as well. We'll move on from the bales
you
of
can't
hay
go straight
and
to
point
Christmas.
out that Christmas is in December, Eric.
I mean, no, you can't do Christmas because you've got Thanksgiving first.
You poor Europeans. The Christmas decorations have started going up in stores and shit in like September.
Yes, and we need to fight back against this.
No.
Started.
No.
This should not be happening. Yeah. We should be making a stand against this fucking atrocity that is commercialization of massive holidays months and months and months in advance. Like, we don't need Christmas shit on shelves before Halloween is even finished. Like, no,
we do.
You don't need, and you shouldn't be putting your Christmas decorations up until
a stand against
December.
The massive commercialization of holidays months and months in advance. Massive commercialization of holidays is fine, but god damn it, stick to the right schedule.
Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. Oh my god. So, by the way, there's no skipping of Thanksgiving. You have the holiday, wreath out for Thanksgiving, the fall wreath. However, the Christmas lights are probably already up. They may not be lit because Erik is not climbing on a ladder on a 2-story house everywhere, putting Christmas lights around on top of his roof and shit. So there might be somebody that comes and puts those up, and they're just not turned on.
So I'd like to ask something, like, because it's something that I've noticed in UK, at least in UK supermarkets, but I'm not sure whether it's the same in US supermarkets or not. Like, do you guys do hot cross buns for like Easter?
Like,
I gather with the silence, and you don't.
No.
Okay,
I mean, you can bake them yourself because they're hot.
So here's what we do. Here's what we do for Easter in the stores here in the U.S. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Rabbits and chocolate eggs.
Right. Don't forget Peeps.
And Peeps, yes. Pre-staled Peeps.
Yeah, pre-staled.
Pre-staled.
By the way,
I heard Peeps are disgusting, so
I don't like marshmallows, so yeah.
Yeah, you can keep those too. Yeah.
King Wolf.
Soth, have you ever dealt with breakfast cereal marshmallows?
The fuck?
The Lucky Charms.
Right.
Yeah, like that sort of thing.
Or what is it? Blueberry or Count Chocula. Right?
I think Lucky Charms was definitely a US thing because I've never seen it anywhere else.
Have you heard about this concept called eating healthy food?
Fuck you. This is America.
We've heard of it, but this is America. Yeah. We don't hold by such nonsense.
Yeah, right. I'm not sure. I mean, I understand.
I do just need to jump in real quick and go on the topic of doing things at the right season and not letting the massive commercialization slip too far. You know, King Wolf and Twitch chat had it right, saying, you know, you've got to fight the good fight. You've got to get away from that idea. Halloween is the last line of defense against having Christmas in July. Yes. King Wolf then followed this up with a wonderful point of Easter is just buying Halloween candy early. Like, God damn it, man, we are fighting the good fight. You are giving in.
By the way, I have to burst both your bubbles because, you know, here in America we have Hallmark
Christmas
cards and you have Hallmark stores, and their ornament premiere is the second week in July every single year. You can buy Christmas ornaments at a Hallmark store starting in July. And if you go to Hallmark.com, you can look at all the different Christmas ornaments they do, and it's quite amazing. But yes.
I'd say that's the slippery slope. That's the slippery cliff.
It's gone.
It's already, the slope's already gone. It's already a free fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the mirror of the Eve learning cliff.
Yeah. So, you know, Halloween, it's coming, and yes, we give out whole candy bars here at Cassidy Asmock. So yes,
as you should.
We do not give out fun size, and we have lived here for 26 years, and in 26 years we have never handed out fun size. We just no. It's a no. Well, hold it. There may have been one year when we did hand out the fun size, but you got
and then you realized never again.
No. You got a whole handful. You didn't get one little fun size little piece of shit, right? You got 2 hands, put them in the bowl, take what you want, you're at it. All right?
The kids there going, I'm going to use these hands to take the bowl.
Oh, well, the real little ones are like, oh, I don't know which one I want. And then you go, hey, just reach your hand in, take a whole bunch, both your hands, and put them in your bag. You're good. You know? It's candy. Yeah. We're not dentists in this house, okay? In fact, we don't even have dentists that live in the neighborhood. That's the one doctor we don't have. Dentists. So have all the candy you want.
They'd be all yes.
They'd be handing out
the candy, children.
The candy.
You will pay me later.
Or your parents.
This is America where healthcare is for profit.
Yeah, healthcare is for profit. Like, you don't cure people, you just, you know, cure the symptoms. Temporarily, of course.
Temporarily.
You eat as much as you want, and your parents will pay me later.
Exactly. One of my buddies said, "Why don't you ski anymore, Erik?" I said, "Because, you know, my knees are my knees can't ski anymore. He goes, you can buy new knees and go skiing again. And I'm like, yeah, no.
I mean, whose knees would you be buying at that point?
The Bionic Man's knees. Titanium knees.
I mean, titanium expands a fair amount.
Whatever they make them out of. You can get, knee replacement. Just get, I don't have a lot of cartilage because I played a lot of soccer, European football, and ran a lot in basketball. So by my senior year, I really couldn't do track my senior year. At the end of it, it was hard to run. So yep. So anyway,
that sounds like you were doing it wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, well, I leave the running to the wife. She's doing a half marathon on my birthday weekend. Can you believe that bullshit? Whose wife goes out and does something for herself on her husband's birthday weekend? Can you believe that bullshit? Yours. Yeah, I know. By the way, I'm like razzing her like publicly, right? However, and by the way, she like says, she's got to run 13 miles because she's doing a half marathon this weekend, so she's prepared for it in a couple weeks here. And she's like, I'm like, yeah, you're doing that on my birthday. And she's like, why are you harassing me about it? I said, because you're doing it on my birthday. And she's like, but I asked you if it was okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's fine, but it's my birthday.
that sums up, our probably close to 30-year relationship at this point. And hey, I know I said okay, and I'm just going to tease you like you're being a terrible person for doing it, because I would never say that you can't do that on my birthday. I want her to have fun. So, and she loves to run now. By the way, in high school, she was the most unathletic person in the world. Okay. I mean, she would look at like phys ed class and she's like, no. Right. And now she's like, I must run all the time. Like we're on vacation, and she's like, hey, they've got a 5K run. I'm going to do it during vacation. Like, we're on vacation. She goes, yeah, but they got a 5K run. I'm like, okay, whatever.
I mean,
by the way, I would be like that if I could still run.
Vacation, fair enough,
If Eric could still run, he would do that too.
Like there was, what's it? Is it Ironman challenges or just like marathon kind of things? But like there was, I think it was like someone who I never thought was like a marathon runner as such, right? A comedian called Eddie Izzard, right? And ended up basically doing, I think, 7 marathons in 7 days or something like that. Absolutely insane. Wow. And it's just for obviously raising money for charity and stuff. But you would never have expected Eddie Izzard to be a marathon, like a runner, let alone a marathon runner, and he's just suddenly there going, "Oh yeah, do 7 marathons in 7 days." Like, who the fuck does that?
Yeah, Eddie Izzard nowadays does a lot of stuff in the UK as well with a thing called Parkrun around here, which is just
okay.
It's basically a charity that runs that's designed to get people doing activities or in their local area. And as part of their kind of charity activism, they do a lot of stuff with that, which is also ties into the whole running thing. And basically, you go. You literally, it's just, on a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday afternoon, some local organizer goes, hey, we are in this park doing laps or whatever for an hour and a half, 2 hours in the afternoon. And then, show up, do a bit of running, meet some new people if you want, that kind of thing. And it's just about, being healthy in your local area kind of thing. But Eddie Izzard is a big supporter of that nowadays. So, yeah.
But obviously, if you're running, like, especially if you're running on like concrete and stuff, like, you got to have the cartilage for it. Otherwise, it's a painful thing to go and do.
Oh yeah. We would run the roads. I mean, that was our practice. So, yeah, it can be tough. Really can be. But
although obviously the issue there is like running roads is hard, but it's like flat and even. But running fields is like softer, but like you've got the undulations and you could sprain your ankle or like fall over and all that shit, right?
The number of times I turned an ankle running cross country, I mean, it's like every race, right? You just get used to it. Then somebody goes, I hurt my ankle. I turned my ankle. I'm like, dude, okay, turn your ankle in the first 50 yards and run 3.2 miles in high school. Give me a fucking break. Okay.
Look, let's just remember that where Eddie Izzard is concerned, there is really only one question that needs to be asked.
Yeah.
Cake or death?
Yeah, I thought so. I thought you were going to mention that.
But yeah, so.
By
the way, McLeod, there's no such thing as a flat road where I live. Okay, everyth's built on a hillside. I mean, we're rolling.
Well, I mean,
hills.
I don't mean like flat as in like. I don't mean flat as in like absolutely level flat. Like I mean, just like there's no, weird kind of like, like you could run on it without the concern of like fucking your ankle up.
Look, I'm going to point this out. If you're where I live and the road is going up, you might want to stop because if you keep going, you are in the Northern Sea, right? Because the only places where the road goes up is if you're driving onto a dike.
Yeah.
And she might not like it.
Yes.
Like, this country is
I was
so
there
flat.
going like, this is gonna go. Either this will be fine or this won't translate. Like,
no, I'm just silent. I'm like, I'm not making a comment. And then all of a sudden, Arendis goes, she might not like it.
This country is so flat, you can see in the morning who's coming for supper.
Are we allowed to even say that? Hey, Siba. How you doing, brother?
Of course we're allowed to say this stuff. Like, all we're talking about is,
hills and sea defenses.
Yeah.
A waterway.
Hills and sea defenses.
Exactly. It's nothing blue about hills and sea defenses.
That is for sure. All right, let's check the little chime check. Hey, we got 30 minutes, boys and girls. 30 minutes.
Oh, I got something cool through the mail, by the way. I don't know if you guys did it like. Sorry,
did you get this?
I don't know what do you?
It's my pilot license.
You got it through too? Yeah, I got it through.
Yeah,
nice.
How'd you get a pilot license?
Oh, through Grey Gal.
If you guys have had yours, then I'm going to assume mine's going to turn up in the next couple of days.
Yeah, if you donated at least $5 during FanFest, if you get a pilot license.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
I think we talked about it on the FanFest review show, which Eric quite obviously wasn't with us for because he decided he was going golfing instead.
I know.
So Eric might have missed out on that news.
Me and 40 of my closest
it was part
friends.
of the. It was part of the closing ceremony, right? Like. Yeah, that's where it was mentioned. I think a few people in chat at the time as well were throwing some money in for that as well. So
that is cool.
Yep. It's one of those things where all of the proceeds went to the Icelandic Children's Hospital. They made something like was it $40,000 over the course of FanFest, and then another couple thousand through the website at the closing ceremony, and then they were leaving it open for another few days after FanFest for people who were just now hearing about it on the stream. I don't have a number for how much they actually made overall, but it was a solid amount to go towards the children's hospital there. So
that was good.
Yeah, really great cause.
Yeah, so I need to attach that to my my Eve lanyard.
Wait. Twitch chat is censoring the word foreplay.
Yeah, apparently.
No, it's not.
Well, no, it didn't.
Really?
No. Well, I mean, I don't know whether Twitch specifically or whether the the bot that we have set to, New York policeman levels of
that's
enforcement.
That's just weird. I mean, I can understand censoring Coldplay, but
that needs to be censored all the time.
That does need to be censored.
No. That was Twitch. It doesn't really matter.
American companies.
And by the way, I
so
can't remember the
freedom.
last time I actually said 4.
Freedom isn't free, okay? It costs people their sentences on Twitch chat. Thank you very much.
By the way, can I talk about how stupid it is to pay $5 for a fucking golf ball? That's just stupid. People who do that.
$5?
What do you?
You can spend 80. You can spend like 80 quid and get a Naga, like a MMO mouse that I did.
There you go. That
it's quite nice.
But that lasts a long time. I mean, think about that. So like Titleist Pro V1s, right? They're probably like $50 something for 12.
Oof.
Okay.
And to think you paid $50 to just put that onto a thing and yeet it,
or to put it in the woods where you never find it, or into a lake where you're never going to find it again.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So you pay more money when you're bad at the game?
I don't buy $5 golf balls. I ain't that stupid. No, I might buy $2 golf balls. Still, I don't lose that many.
Eric goes golfing with ping pong balls.
I may have used a pink ball.
At least they float when he hits the river.
By the way,
that's that. But he's very rarely.
That way they float in the water trap.
Very rarely gets to fire that down the fairway because it just floats off the one way or the other.
Float. Actually, since October is Breast Cancer Awareness here in the States, so all our flags and all the little plastic hole things are all pink. All October. So yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. I played a pink
another
golf
good
ball.
cause to raise awareness for.
No, I play Callaway balls. They're not that expensive. But I will say Titleists do fly really, 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 really well.
For breast, is it Titleist who are doing the breast cancer awareness color ones?
No, lots of places do. Like you'll see all high school and pee wee football teams. They'll all be wearing pink socks or pink shoes or something. Like our course, they put up pink flags and make those all pink for breast cancer awareness. It's the pink kind of ribbon thing. So yeah. Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
There's a lot of places in the UK doing stuff like that as well. It's pretty common over
here. Yeah. They used to hand out little badges to say like "Save the Tatas," stuff like that.
Oh God.
Let's see. Okay, we got 25 minutes, boys. We got to fill it. Pack it with goodies for the. Seema wants something good.
Yeah. I mean, I have not been playing Eve, but I know somebody who has been playing Eve. Naughty boy, Dirk.
Well, not this week. Generally,
no. You've just been doubled up with pain basically most of the week.
Through to Tuesday, and then for the Wednesday into Thursday. Yeah, I was kind of dealing with my facial pain and getting past that. So last night I did some stuff with some market stuff, getting ready to. I'm going to be jumping into some abyssal multi-boxing. Is the plan for this week? Do some Hawk abyssal multi-boxing with frigates and 3 characters and jump back into it that way. but yeah, no, like it's one of those things where I did say at the end of last week's show before this kind of relatively crippling dental pain came on that mad props to CCP for making Eve a place where I'm kind of interested in getting back into it and playing it, and so what I'm doing at the minute is just kind of trying to get myself set back up with a decent level of money in my pocket, as it were, ahead of the Havoc expansion, because I'm very much looking forward to signing up with the Angel Cartel and doing some of this insurgency stuff across Lotep and having those fights. But also, of course, we have to remember that the Vanity Titan exists, and I will be
freaking want one.
Working,
you want one.
and I want one. Yes.
Yeah. I gathered that.
By the way.
But yeah, so like, I've not done anything today because I've been doing stuff around the house. But later on tonight, I will be planning on diving in and seeing how that is. So I will report back on my progress next week.
Okay.
Excellent.
And by the way, according to Isma, Dirk, you are the Grammarly of Eve. Or the AI behind Grammarly. One or the other. I'm not sure.
No. See what you're misunderstanding what Seema says. What he's saying there is that I run through everyone's Discord posts and break out a red pen. I don't run them through spell check, Seema, so please, correct the record there. But Eric, just because I'm marking people on their Discord posting doesn't mean that I'm actually telling them when they're wrong. I'm just quietly judging them most of the time.
Except when it's me.
You realize that.
Right, then I loudly judge it.
You realize that bad posters isn't something you realize that bad posters isn't something that we actively recruit for. Like,
I think you correcting
I'm just
shit
gonna
is
point
article
out
worthy.
that I actually like when Dirk corrects me, because how else am I gonna learn, right?
Oh yeah, Soth loves it when Dirk corrects him.
Oh yeah.
Does Dirk bonus you with anything if you get things correct? Do you get many bonuses, or do you get many boni?
I get many boni.
Hey, I got 60 channel points.
Fuck's sake. Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Well, what can we use these channel points for on Iron?
Who knows?
Nobody knows.
Because I have quite a lot of them, and it's like
I'm sitting on 70,000.
Oh yeah.
You're only sitting on 70,000. I've got 123,600.
I'm gonna go look. I'm clicking a thing.
123,644.
I got like 200,000 channel points on the event channel. I was kind of betting a lot of channel points on a team everyone was sure would lose, and they didn't.
Oh, if you click on the channel points, it shows you all the things.
Yeah, it does show the rewards, but like I think there's some that work, some that don't. I'm not sure. There's
I have 84,000. I didn't even know I had them.
See, the issue is I can use some channel points to suggest a poll, but then again, I can literally just create a poll. So, like, I don't need to suggest a poll at all. Other people can, yeah.
But you can suggest a poll and then decide whether or not you want to take your suggestion.
This is also true. Yeah, no, that is true.
By the way, I actually do on my desk have a golf ball. I have a whole bunch of these little stupid plastic T markers and T's that my wife just took out of my shorts, and she came in here and said, "Oh yeah, these are yours," and just dropped them all over my desk. She goes, "You ever think about cleaning out the pockets of your golf shorts?" No, not really. So T's are free, markers are free. Yes. What's your advice?
Are they free if you actually have to pay green fees?
I've got a house full of people coming for Thanksgiving next month, right?
Okay.
And then my sister and her boyfriend are probably going to be here for Christmas as well.
Uh-huh.
And the advice is, don't invite people around.
Yeah, I didn't invite them to Thanksgiving. She did.
Well, you invited her in the first place, presumably.
No. Look.
She invited herself, and
Of
then
course she invited
everyone
herself.
else.
This is, yeah. Well, look. This is the house where we have traditionally had Thanksgiving before my mother died. Okay, so
Yes.
This is my sister wanting to bring everybody back here for Thanksgiving this year. Anyway, but so my conundrum is that I'm gonna have all these people in and out of the house and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so, do I wait until after all of this traffic, or do I give in to the temptation and go ahead and assemble the UCS Venator that I got this week?
Say that again?
The Ultimate Collector Series Venator Star Destroyer from Lego that's like, 109 centimeters long.
I would not be building that until after Christmas at this point.
Yeah. I would be concerned that somebody would hit it, break it,
I've got the perfect place to display it.
Okay, so it's not going to be.
Is it behind like?
It's also
glass?
where the Christmas tree is supposed to go.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do that till after Christmas. I was afraid that you're going to say.
So you guys are saying wait.
Yeah.
You guys are saying wait.
I would say wait. Mostly because of the people, and you don't want them knocking anything over. Because you can always get a different Christmas tree that can go somewhere else. But it's the people that might knock it over, and then you have to start again, and it's just, maybe a piece goes missing somewhere or what. It's just not worth the potential hassle, buddy.
That's true, especially after what happened with the TIE Interceptor earlier this year.
I was going to say, we haven't heard the actual conclusion to that. Did you get the pieces through the post?
Yes, I did get the pieces. It got all repaired. Everything is fine now. It's reassembled. Everything is put back together. So yeah, that's
what was the issue with that piece that it's quite a structurally significant piece that broke.
Yes, the issue with that piece is that piece is literally the center piece for the entire model that connects both wings to the body of the interceptor, and it snapped at the point where it comes out of the cockpit to connect to the other wing. So,
oh God!
Right,
yeah,
right. And the only reason it snapped is because it's
got yeeted off the thing by your.
Well, it's one of those Technic pieces, so it's got the holes through it, so that you can put the pins in to attach things to reinforce everything. But because of that piece itself is just a little bit weaker, and when the interceptor fell, it hit at just the right point to put maximum stress on both sides of it.
Oh God!
Yeah.
And so that's why it snapped.
SEMA has an interesting.
The guys at the Lego store were looking at it like, I've never seen one of these break like this. I'm like, great, that's awesome. That doesn't help.
Really helpful. But yeah, SEMA has an interesting
Thank you very much, but it doesn't help me.
I think this needs to go onto the show because it needs to on the live recording. SEMA has a great option for your Star Destroyer, Orendis. You should make it the table centerpiece.
Oh no!
And as part of the table centerpiece,
I can't
do that
take, because
no. This gets better. As part of the table centerpiece, you should take the top half off, fill it with tinfoil, and make it the gravy boat.
Because you can never have too much gravy at Thanksgiving. Just putting that out there. You can never have.
It's a meter long.
If you can get the
gravy. Let's keep in mind here, SEMA. Okay, you're talking about a gravy boat 3 feet long.
Okay.
No,
Let me
excessive.
If you can get the electronics for it as well, see if you can get a sensor that senses when something gets tipped, and then it like plays the Imperial March as you tip it. So like you tip it, it's going dun 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 dun.
I'm just gonna say,
you know those like ketchup dispensers that you just push on and it dispenses ketchup. You put that in there.
I mean, didn't you say it's 109 centimeters? So it's actually closer to 4 feet.
Yes.
Yeah, let me rephrase. Let's say it one more time.
We can't have Thanksgiving on that table. It's the centerpiece is on there, and there's no more room for anybody.
Yeah, it's just short. It's just short of 43 inches long.
So just put a cornucopia somewhere and have it just zooming out of the cornucopia. But if you use it as a gravy boat, let me just say again, you can never have too much gravy at Thanksgiving. Never. Because you need it on the stuffing, you need it on the mashed potatoes. That's what you could do. It could be like the cheese fondue, but it'd be gravy fondue for your 4 little pieces of stuffing and mashed potatoes, and just dip it right in.
I
the
just
whole
have
table,
to address
just
this.
dip it in.
I just have to address this. Manchita, that is not the right size for a gravy boat. The right size for a gravy boat is whatever size it needs to be so that somebody else can pass it along, instead of my sister going, "It's your goddamn Star Destroyer. You get to give everybody gravy."
No, man, everybody gets their own ladle.
Why is it a gravy boat? Like, boats are meant to sort of keep the liquid out, not hold the liquid in.
Because gravy trough doesn't sound at all appetizing.
You got a point
gravy
there.
boat, baby, because you need a lot of fucking gravy for Thanksgiving. Okay, you can never have too much. I don't know what you guys have a problem with this. Fill the goddamn Star Destroyer.
Nobody has a problem
gravy.
with that.
Well, Arenas apparently does.
I'm fine with it.
Apparently, Arenas does.
Nobody has a problem with it.
He only has an issue with it because of the sheer logistics that we're asking of him.
My big issue with the idea is that I'm gonna be stuck dealing with the gravy and not gonna actually get a chance to eat.
Yeah.
Everybody gets their own ladle. Just get your own gravy. It's just across the center of the table. Everybody can just reach it. Either that, and you know what? So then when New Year's Day comes and everybody's watching football, right, on New Year's Day, you can fill it with cheese. It could be the biggest fucking nacho boat under the sun. It's the Nacho Destroyer. Okay? Telling you, we could do some cool shit with this.
This is morphing into.
I'd really want to use like a regular Imperial Star Destroyer for that sort of thing anyway, because the Venator's got that narrow waist, so
just whatever you need to do.
I kind of feel like
Star Destroyer
thing, by the way, is huge.
I imagine it definitely is. Yeah,
you can never. It's like gravy. You can never have too much nacho cheese. Okay, and by the way, who was it who said, don't serve Taco Bell for Thanksgiving, or serve Taco Bell for Thanksgiving, nobody will ever come back? Yeah, not my family. My kids would be there every fucking year if you gave them Taco Bell. I mean, they love Taco Bell. It's what they eat. Let them order online at Sheetz and just go pick it up. They're good. They're good. Taco Bell.
I didn't actually think that we had a Taco Bell in the UK, but apparently we do. And honestly, the first place that I ever saw Taco Bell in the UK was actually in Brighton, of all places, and that was like fucking 5-6 years ago, something like that.
You want to impress me, McLeod. Tell me you got a White Castle, okay? That's some shit.
Oh no, we have actual castles, so White Castle,
White Castle,
would look
Castle
pretty
hamburgers,
terrible
baby.
Compared to it. Oh no, I know what it is. Yeah, like I've seen
Harold and Kumar
and stuff.
Yeah,
I've seen that. Yeah.
That's some real shit. Man.
Yeah, well, I've seen it, dude. I've seen it. It's just
the closest White Castle to me is 3 hours away. My boys are like, "Dad, can we go to White Castle?" No. I'll bring you some when I come back from Ohio. We don't allow that shit in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
All right. Dark cheese. Oh, yeah. Dark cheese. And you know the other thing you could do it? You can make it half a nacho destroyer, and you can make half a wings in the other side. Oh, yeah. I mean, the possibilities for this Star Destroyer are endless.
There is a White Castle in London.
There you go, baby.
Is there?
Kentucky.
Oh, London, Kentucky.
Fucking had me.
There's one in Ohio. I think it's about 2.5 hours. And yes, we almost just drove there one night. Almost. London. Kentucky.
You know, Seba, it was actually like at an in-it beat at Brighton that I saw it. So you're not that far off. Oh,
I mean,
God.
talking of meetups, we should talk about a couple that are coming up.
Yep, well, let's do
Eric,
that.
before the show, you were talking about DC.
Mhm.
DC apparently is happening mid-December.
I thought
Dawn
it was
telling us
January.
earlier. January, sorry, yes,
Yeah.
mid-January.
It's early January.
Dawn was telling us earlier it's like the 12th to the 15th or something that weekend. So if you are over in the US and looking for a meet in the next couple months, DC happening there. Apparently you can find details of it on the Rampage Inc. Discord server. I don't have a link handy to that, sorry, but I'm just winging this on the fly anyway. And then we should also talk about the fact that in a couple of weeks, Mac and I will not be here for the show because we will be in Manchester. There's a meetup happening in Manchester on the 11th of November, happening at the Pixel Bar from like 3 p.m. That's in the UK. So there's a couple of meets there for people if you are listening and want to meet up, have some drinks with some fellow nerds at various points. If you've got other meets going on, let us know and we will, shout you out if you want shouting out. So yeah, if you're watching, know of a meet, organizing a meet, let us know. We'll get it shouted.
Oh, yeah.
And thank you, Seema,
have
for
the
that
link.
in Twitch chat for the Rampage Inc. DC meetup.
And
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
if you want to,
You have to click on this link. Sorry for interrupting. I just get so funny.
Brilliant.
if you're looking into helping organize things, there's a bunch of people who want another Berlin meet, and there's no one to organize it. So I'd say go in the party Discord and put your name down for it, because there's a bunch of people who definitely want another meet in Berlin.
What you're saying is Eve Online has a dedicated Discord to just parties.
No, that's the Imperium.
It's
the
just the
Imperium
Discord.
Oh yeah,
That's the Imperium
fuck everybody
party
else.
Discord, yeah.
Fuck everybody else. That's right. God damn it. So just a isolated group in Eve has their own Discord about the parties that little group is having. That's what you're telling me.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That is exactly what we're
A very little group.
Small, tiny, very non-influential.
A very
organization.
niche organization.
Niche.
I will say the Manchester meet not being run by goons as far as I know, but there are a number of goons going, a bunch of people from the Init crowd and from various others. And Carneros is giving us some info on an LA meetup happening tonight, 6:30 p.m. in Pasadena local time.
Pasadena.
So there's some...
Pasadena.
You Americans will say it how you Americans say it. Thank you very much for doing
it's in America. It's in America. Okay, just
yes,
point
exactly.
that out.
I've been refraining from correcting their pronunciation on a bunch of things, Eric. So.
Like taco.
Yeah. But anyway, so there you go. There's a LA meetup happening today at 6:30 p.m. At the Lucky Baldwin's Trappist Pub. Carneros has got a link in Twitch chat for you guys if you want to be heading there.
Oh shit, that was funny. By the way, we should have that every show. We should talk about any meetups going on. That's a thing. We should do it at the end of it, near the end of every show.
There's not that many meetups happening, right?
No, but like a few weeks before, we should be like hyping people up and stuff. So yeah,
we could repeat the ones we already talked about. I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that bit of giving people time to prep and plan. Like, you know, Manchester in the UK happen in a month. People might want a month to kind of sort out time off work and sort out travel, accommodation if they're staying over, that kind of thing. DC is a long weekend, so people will want lead time to figure that one out. So yeah. Yeah,
unfortunately in the UK, like a month to prep and stuff like that, but like, unfortunately you're not going to be able to use HS2, so
you need that amount of time to figure out where your train connections are.
Figure another way, yeah, exactly. But I'd add that.
And I suppose, we should also mention that the Stream Elements bot has just posted a feedback form. So, if you've got feedback on the Push to Talk show, if you want to talk about our snazzy new image.
Let's be clear. If you don't like the show, the link doesn't work. Okay, just point it out. Okay? if you love the show and love all of us, vote often and many times. I'm just saying.
It has AI like scripting on that particular link. So if you didn't like the show, it would be able to tell, and it will send you to Meet Spin.
Yeah, so don't even bother.
If you do like the show, then it will send it to obviously, the right places. With obviously sort of additions to.
By the way,
it may also send you something nice.
By the way, I think I'm gonna. If I can swing this and I can go to the DC meetup here, they got some cool things. I am definitely. So they have a celebration dinner, and I got to find a day because I need to lead an excursion to my favorite Hard Times Chili, okay? Hard Times Cafe. Because I can't go to DC and not go to Hard Times Cafe every single fucking time. So I'm going to have to get a group together. Go. I'm just pointing that out. Anybody interested? Let me know.
Okay.
Yeah. You guys want to fly in? We'll do Hard Times. I know Briscoe want to go. I know Briss likes Hard Times too.
Ah, okay.
But that doesn't mean we're going to be able to swing it and make him go. But yeah, I want to go. Definitely. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Okay, what else we got to go? One last thing. We got 1 minute left.
We might as well do one last thing all the way down. Yeah, might as well.
Yeah. Make it quick. Horse. By the way, that's Sauce' private nickname within the team. Horse. Okay, just so you know. Your turn. Go.
Who?
I do believe Sothrasil was called upon, and he's
like
ignoring his own.
I'm just blanking out. I don't have any last thing.
Okay. You got to stop doing the LSD, man. All right.
Why? This is a free country, all right?
All right, Dirk, you go.
Honestly, after that bit of the meetup announcement, I've got nothing. That was kind of my one last thing, and I kind of jumped in because I thought it would take a couple minutes to cover it. So,
all right.
Other than that, check out the meetups, organized meetups. Like seeing fellow nerds is a lot of fun sometimes. So, definitely people should be doing that more.
Arendis, also known as the Gravy Boat King of New York.
All right. My one last thing. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. All right. McLeod?
Not really too much, but then again, I haven't really been playing Eve at all. I have been playing, strangely enough, I have been playing New World. They brought out a sort of they brought out a pretty decent update, an expansion kind of thing. A paid expansion, unfortunately, but like, it's actually a pretty decent expansion, and it's fixed a lot of shit in the game that people really hated. So, it may be a better game if you already have it.
Alrighty, I do have it.
Have to maybe dive in if you if you're interested in trying something out. Like, yeah. But yeah, other than that, not really anything. I'm enjoying my new mouse. It has a whole bunch of different fucking things that I can attach to it and what have you. So, but other than that, pretty good.
Can you link that mouse in our little chat? Because I need a new mouse.
Yeah.
Dude, G502.
Yep.
Oh, I had a 502.
Okay, makes sense. That's easy to remember.
But it's not a G502 though.
Oh, okay.
Like, I
it's
have
it's
four
a Razer Naga
G502s
Pro.
lying around. They are beautiful.
Why do you have 4?
Love them. Well, I have 3 at various places, and then 1 that's a spare in case any of them dies.
Why do you have 3?
Well, I have 1 at my main setup, and then 1 at my work desk, and then I have 1 with a laptop, and then 1 that's a spare.
Okay. We're just going to call you NASA from now on.
I mean,
okay.
I gotta say, I've been using a G502, and honestly, like, I am not impressed.
The reason I use a 502 is these hands are big. Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's fine and all for a mouse, but like, I really just wish I could get back to my goddamn trackball. But
I have a Rock Gladius 2 Origin. That's what I got.
I'm just gonna point this out here, Rendus. They still make trackballs. You can go back to one.
No, they don't make this trackball.
Which
if you were on,
hang on,
cam, maybe we could
he's
see
holding
it.
up a trackball right now.
Probably.
I have a Rogue
In fact, I'm holding
Gladius
up 3 of
2
them.
Origin. 3 of them. Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah.
Yes. I'm gonna put the link in. Okay, and you're gonna see why I am not eager to just go out and buy another one of these, because I could, but it's $400 fucking.
Why?
Ooh.
There, it's in staff only. It's the old Logitech cordless.
Why is it that price?
Because it's been out of production for 20 years.
What, do they need to build a factory?
I have no idea why Logitech won't just make more of these fucking things. It's an amazing trackball. Everything is right underneath the fingertips. Absolutely everything. It's perfect. But no.
Hey, did we before we go, did we have any propaganda that we can say about Metashow or anything?
We do, in actual fact.
Okay.
Apparently, Jinx will be on the show to talk about the war in the north. So if you're interested in that, and other random things that not random things, but other the usual sort of things that you get on the Meta Show, then definitely tune in 55 minutes time on this same channel.
Yeah,
same bat channel.
Remind people.
Same bat time.
We should remind people real quick that Jinx, as well as being CSM 17 last year, is also currently Brave's executor. Last time I checked, which was like a couple weeks ago. So Jinx will have all of the gossip from the war going on in the north. Is it still a war? Is it just a slow burning,
smoldering
skirmishes? I don't know what's going on. But
did you say skirmish
or garmish? Find out?
Well, we'll find out exactly.
The Meta Show.
Yeah. Exactly.
Alrighty, folks. So there we are. It is 3:06 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, and this is the end of this episode of Push to Talk. Thank you, everybody, for being around and the great things. Thank you, everybody in the audience, for watching. We appreciate it, and all the comments in there. It's great. And we will see you again next week. Don't Dirk, are you going to be here next week?
Should be, unless something comes up.
Just making sure. Okay, we want to make sure you're there. All right, it's very important. Later, everyone. You have a great weekend. Watch the Meta Show in about 50 minutes.
Cheers, guys. See you all.
Yeah.
See ya.